Hello everyone, my name is Alex. Today my team, consisting of James and Jacqueline, will be presenting our Airbnb style booking system. Our project focuses on helping two main users, guest and host. Guests can search for places to stay, book them, and pay safely. Hosts can list their properties, manage calendars, and track reservations and income. The goal of the system is to make booking easy, safe, and reliable for both sides. Now, let's look at why these features matter. We chose these features because they make the booking process fast and simple. Complicated booking systems cause people to leave before finishing, so our design reduces that problem. Hosts also benefit because they can manage everything in one place: pricing, availability, and messages. Automation helps prevent mistakes like double bookings, and security features like identity checks and secure payments help build trust. Overall, these features keep both guests and hosts satisfied and encourage them to return. Our system connects to several important parts. It uses an inventory system to update availability in real time. It works with payment processors like PayPal or Stripe to handle transactions safely. There is also a messaging system built in so guests and hosts can communicate easily. Finally, all data is stored in secure cloud systems to keep the platform reliable. All these components work together to support the booking experience. Our system has four user types. Guests use the platform to search, book, and message hosts. Hosts get a dashboard to manage listing, prices, availability, and messages. Employees and supervisors help with customer support and system issues. Administrators have full control of the system, including data, settings, and security. Each user type has different tools and access levels to help keep the system organized and secure. Our system depends on a few key assumptions. We assume all data is accurate, such as host availability and user information. We also assume that the technology we use, like cloud servers and payment APIs, stays compatible and working. Because Airbnb operates globally, legal compliance is important, especially with rules like GDPR and CCPA. Finally, we depend on stable internet and backup systems to keep the platform running smoothly. The platform uses five main business processes. First is searching for listings, which give results quickly based on the user's filters. Second is booking, which includes instant booking or a request system. Third is host management, updating listings, prices, and calendars. Fourth is secure payment processing, including guest charges and host payouts. Fifth is messaging, which lets host and guests communicate throughout the trip. These processes work together to support the entire booking experience.
Our system integrates with existing APIs, with improvements using secure protocols to reduce risk, and cloud infrastructure to support scaling to be able to handle a larger number of users, even during peak traveling seasons. With this new system, the expected benefits will outweigh the cost of developing and implementing said system. These benefits include a lower number of cases of users abandoning the booking process and better safety and security, so our users will trust the company more. In addition to this, we plan on reusing existing components to further lower the cost. Users will have very little to no trouble operating the new system, as they will already be familiar with similar existing systems. The changes and enhancements we propose to the system will be seamless and will resolve in many existing issues. Furthermore, training will be provided to employees prior to using this system in order for them to be prepared for this new one. Regarding the schedule, we propose an 18-week timeline of development, testing, and implementation. This time frame will be divided up in four phases. Phase 1 is the planning and design phase and would take place from weeks 1 to 3. Next, phase 2 would be the development phase and would last from week 4 to week 12. Then, phase 3 would take place during weeks 13 to 16 and would deal with the testing. Finally, phase 4 would happen during weeks 17 and 18 and would deal with deploying the system. With our company, safety is paramount for users to trust us. To make our customers feel safe, the system will verify hosts and guests with ID and background checks. Next, our listings need to meet international safety standards. To meet some of these standards, hosts must provide safety equipment, have emergency plans, disclose any hazards of the listing, and then comply with health advisories and sanitation practices. A few threats and vulnerabilities that this system has or may face are phishing attacks with the intention of account takeover, weak passwords, and DNSSEC not being enabled. A few proposed safeguards for these threats and vulnerabilities and for the system are two-factor authentication, employee cybersecurity training to help employees identify phishing attacks, regular security audits, robust encryption methods, and enabling DNSSEC.
For this part, we focused on some additional requirements that help keep the system safe, reliable, and ready to grow. One of the big things is making sure the system follows state and federal privacy laws. Since the platform handles personal information and payments, following those rules is really important. We also kept future growth in mind. The system should be able to expand later on, especially if the business wants to add more analytics or reporting tools. Another part of this was accessibility. We want the interface to be easy to use and friendly for a wide range of users. And finally, we made sure the system could connect with enterprise authentication if needed. That means it can integrate with more advanced login or security systems that companies use, which help keep everything organized and secure. Overall, these requirements help the system stay safe, flexible, and ready for future use. The non-functional requirements focus more on how the system should perform instead of what it does. One of the biggest goals is speed. Search results should load quickly so guests don't get frustrated or leave the platform. We also put a lot of emphasis on security, especially when it comes to handling sensitive information like user data and payment details. We want strong protection against fraud and unauthorized access, and that means having clear safeguards and access controls in place. Another part of this is making sure the system can handle busy traffic. When a lot of people are searching or booking at the same time, it should still run smoothly without crashing or slowing down. So overall, the non-functional requirements focus on speed, security, stability, and making sure the system performs well under pressure. For our risk mitigation, we focused on staying organized and catching issues early instead of waiting until problems showed up. We looked at each stage of the project and tried to make sure we were clear on what we needed to do. One of the biggest things that helped us was communication. We checked in with each other, asked questions when needed to, and made sure everyone understood their part of the project. By doing this, we were able to avoid delays and confusion. We also tried to keep things simple so we didn't overwhelm ourselves or create extra problems. Overall, the way we managed risk was by staying on top of things, staying organized, and keeping an open line of communication throughout the whole project. It helped everything run smoother and prevented small issues from turning into big ones. In the analysis and design stages, our main goal was making sure we understood the requirements clearly. Whenever something didn't make sense, we asked questions and talked it through as a group. That helped us avoid misunderstanding the system and building things the wrong way. We also compared our drafts and diagrams with each other to make sure everything matched up. If something didn't line up or looked confusing, we fixed it early. We kept our naming, formatting, and layout consistent so the whole design felt connected and easy to follow. This kept us from running into conflicts or gaps later in the project. By staying clear, checking each other's work, and staying consistent, we reduced a lot of that risk that shows up during the design stage. Even though we didn't write any real code for this project, we still thought about how to avoid coding problems if the system were actually being built. One of the ways we did that was by making our diagrams and requirements very clear, so a developer wouldn't have to guess what something means. We also looked at areas that might be harder to test, like payments and double bookings. These are the things that can easily break or cause issues if they're not handled well. By identifying those early, we lowered the chance of running into problems later. Keeping everything simple and organized helped us avoid risks that usually come up in the coding and testing stages. As a team, we worked well together and supported each other whenever someone needed help. None of us knew every single part perfectly, but we shared ideas and filled in the gaps when something was unclear. We followed the professor's guidelines and treated all of our sections like real commitments. We didn't have strict policies or contracts since this is a class project, but we still acted responsibly and made sure we met our deadlines. Our team structure was simple, and because we talked things out and stayed flexible, we were able to avoid unnecessary issues. Having open communication and being honest about where we were in the project helped us stay on track and finish strong.